Hey there, welcome back. Today I'm gonna share with you 7 tips that helped me big time with my editing process and made my photo editing much more professional. So let's start with tip number 1. When you are in Lightroom at the end of a photo editing, one thing that I usually do is to turn the background black and white to double check my exposure. One mistake that a lot of beginners make is that their photos are either overexposed or underexposed. But if you turn your background to black, you will immediately see if your image is overexposed. If you turn your background white, you will immediately see if your image compared to the white background is underexposed. Now, moving on with tips number 2. When you are spending a lot of time retouching a picture, it could be that you got too close to the screen because you are really refining those tiny little details for hours and hours. And when that happens, it's a good idea to take a step back and look at the image from a higher distance. So what I usually do at the end of a photo editing is that I zoom out my picture until it gets more or less of the size of a phone so that I can see the overall picture edge to edge, top to bottom. That will help you big time to see whether your image actually works as an overall photo. Alright, moving on to tip number 3. When you are done with your editing, it's always a good idea to just stop for a moment, go take a coffee, go make a tea, or just have a walk, do something else, rest your eyes for a little bit, don't look at the screen, and then come back 5 minutes later and check whether you still like that image or you realize that maybe you have gone a little bit too far with your edit. It's really easy that when you are constantly doing tiny little adjustments, they pile up and you won't realize them as long as you keep staring at your picture. So look at something else, take a break, then come back and decide whether that image still looks good. If it looks good, it's safe and you're done. If it doesn't, hit reset and start over. Alright, time for tip number 4. One thing that I usually do to not stall as a photo editor is to retouch the pictures that I like a lot multiple times. That will help me explore different ways of retouching a particular picture and avoid that I keep doing the same things for all the pictures of my portfolio and therefore have the process of photo editing become kind of boring. Plus, when you have done multiple edits, you can actually confront the two pictures together and start listing what you like from one picture and what you like of the other picture. Maybe then you will realize that you have done a really good job with the exposure on the first one, but you really liked the colors of the second one. So now you can decide to create a third image where you can combine the things that you like the most together. In this way you will get the best of the two worlds and you will get an image that you like a lot better. Alright, let's move on to tip number 5. One thing that I like to do to keep my editing skills getting better and better is to retouch the same pictures once a year. That will help you big time in constantly checking your editing skills progress. When you retouch an image now, in 2 years that image is going to look like crap. And that's a very good sign that you are progressing with your skills and that you are improving in your photo editing process. Remember, when you do something every single day, it's hard to find out what you have done better. And you might feel discouraged because you feel like you're stalling as a photo editor and that will not give you the boost to keep going. So what you can do is edit the same image once every year and then compare the two together. You will see what you're doing better and what you're doing worse. By doing that, you can decide to either continue on that road or maybe you have to decide what you have to change to make your image to the next level. Here we go, we are already at tip number 6. Alright, I'm gonna call this Become Friend with the Reset button. I think it's really important that when you edit an image, you are confident enough to say, now I can throw the edit that I've done because I think I can do it the same a second time. So when you edit something, try to press the reset button after you have saved the image and redo the same exact edit to see if you're able to recreate what you have done before. This will help you a lot to be intentional about the changes you do. When you move sliders around without really understanding what you're doing, you're gonna have a hard time finding your style. But if you're able to constantly recreate the same kind of edit on an image, that means that you truly understand what each slider does and you know how to go from point A to point B with your images. Let me also give you a bonus tip, and that would be to subscribe to this channel if you like this video. It is really going to help me to produce more videos like this. I would also appreciate if you can hit the like button and leave a comment down below with your tips to get better at photo editing. Alright, time for tip number 7. We are already at the end of this video and I'm gonna give you now my most precious advice to keep getting better in the art of photography. In my Lightroom catalog, I like to keep one collection with maximum 10 photos in it. In this collection, I store only my very best images. By having a fixed amount of images that go into that collection, you will be forced to kick out an image every time you want to add another one. By doing that, you will constantly review your work and understand what you like and what you don't like. This constant review process is going to help you fix in your head whatever you like in your images and whatever you don't like. And whenever you have a new image, now this image has to battle with the 10 best photos that you have, so it will force you to keep getting better and better to make these images worth entering your portfolio. Plus, when you want to get a new customer, you usually want to show them only the very best of your work. And that collection is gonna be the stuff you want to show your client. Alright, that was it for today's video. Hope you liked it and you learned something new, and I'll see you in the next video.